Welcome back to season 2 of Nerdazones. I'm Steph.
And I'm Ange.
And welcome to season 2.
And for any of you new listeners out there, we just like to talk about all things nerdy. And season 2 is going to be a really, really great one. We're so happy to kick it off because we are going to compare movies. Be it movies to cartoons, to books, to comic books, all of it.
TV series, exactly.
So we're really, really excited because this is the first episode we told a lot of you what we were doing, which was Batman Assault on Arkham vs.
Suicide Squad.
So I hope you guys have watched at least one or both. Would be great, but we are going to get into it.
Yes.
So we will start with, I think, Suicide Squad.
Boo! Words.
That movie was terrible.
It was.
And I feel like the only reason they probably made any money back is because the kids don't know. Yeah, like even for her, like, and looking great, still not good enough for the movie. Like, I feel like the kids who don't know any better has, like, helped keeping it going, like.
And also, poor choice on the Joker.
Oh my god, that's in my notes. I have, like, got so many notes on it.
First of all, we'll tell you what this is about.
Yeah.
A secret government agency recruits some of the most dangerous incarcerated supervillains to form a defensive task force. Their first mission, save the world from an apocalypse.
Yes. So, like, as we know, everyone knows this movie was really, really bad. I actually think the first 25 minutes is okay. That is purely the introductions where they introduce all the characters. That was fun. It was great. It gave you a background into all the different characters in the DC universe. But then it bombed from there. Like, the storyline was terrible. It was complicated. It was dumb. Like, even the villains were so silly and ridiculous.
Really unrelatable, and you weren't rooting for them in any way.
Yeah, like, it's frustrating because when we get into the next one, like the next movie, I'll explain why. Storyline was really weak in that they could have done so much. They should have just stuck to the cartoons. That's all I'm going to say.
And again on that, to me, Joker and Harley Quinn are meant to be inseparable. They're meant to be super in love.
Not if you've watched like the cartoon. Like
no, but they're meant to have some sort of chemistry. I did not see any chemistry between Harley Quinn and the Joker in the Suicide Squad.
The way it always has been portrayed is, she was just another one of his. Like, it was, like, yeah, if you watch, so I know this isn't what we're comparing, but if you ever watch the Batman animated series, probably the best Batman, anything you could watch, the one with Mark Hamill in it, and so he's
best Joker.
Yeah, best voice ever. Like, it's actually a really abusive relationship, and then every time that Harley moves on, he realizes, oh no, this is like, my plaything is gone, I need to get it back. And then that's where she, as a weak-minded person, always goes back to him. And, like, they really didn't have any of that. And that was what was always between the Joker and...
One thing is that I like the fact that in the movie they went back to... Because I know personally a lot of people that just didn't know that Harley Quinn was a psychiatrist working for the Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I knew that.
And, yeah, of course. But, like, and then the Joker was her patient, and then he twisted her mind, and that's when she became...
Even if you played the Arkham Asylum game, like, when you collect all the, like, audios and things like that, you see where she started off as his psychiatrist, and you'd hear the tapes when they recorded.
Oh,
like
wow.
That. Yeah, so there were bits and pieces of that as well. So it's always been there, but it was definitely cool to see that.
And the different costumes that she had throughout the history of Batman, with the actual, like, Joker costume.
Yeah, that was really cool that they did
Jester,
have that.
sorry.
Yeah, I actually think they should have, if they wanted it to succeed, they should have done it as R-rated. Because a lot of the cartoons, like, I think they kept that movie PG. Is it PG rated?
Give me a second. I think it is as well.
But the cartoon, DC cartoon movies, oh my god, they are insane. Like they're MMA sometimes. Like, they're pretty violent, they're epic. If they just copy the cartoons, the movies would work, and I don't know why they don't. Like, look at Deadpool. Deadpool went R-rated, and it worked.
Yeah.
If they had it done Venom R-rated, it would have done better than what it did.
They should have just done that.
Also, back on Suicide Squad, like, June Moon, worst archaeologist ever.
Yes.
Like, who goes off, wandering off into a jungle on their own, clumsily falls down a hole, But then she discovers, like, this priceless artifact, which should be in a museum, but she decides to go and grab it and clumsily snap its head off. They did keep Amanda Waller semi-accurate, so she is actually a really nasty person in the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And they did kind of keep her a little bit like that in the movie, but, you know, it could have been done better in the movie.
Yeah, I really didn't like this movie at all. I just, as soon as they said that Jared Leto was going to be the Joker, I just went, why?
And,
why?
like, he didn't even, like, I get it, they tried to make him, like, look all modern and fit in, like, you know, today's time, but that's just not.
There were so many different actors that you could have chosen. And also, like, I did not like Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang.
Oh my god, Captain Boomerang, that was so bad. And they stole, like that whole, like, I think because Deadpool had come out sort of just around the same time, and the whole Unicron thing, I just kept watching thinking, you've stolen this from, like, Deadpool.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, Jai Courtney is Australian, but why was he putting on such a bad accent?
Which brings me to my notes for Batman Assault on Arkham. I actually had the note of how terrible they made the accent of Captain Boomerang in the cartoon. Like,
that was terrible.
So fake. It was like the worst Australian accent ever.
But it kind of worked for me.
I think it worked in the sense to show, like, you know, American viewers or something that, yes, he isn't, like, he's not American, he's Australian. Like, it definitely pointed out that he was Australian. But it's just, it was so dumb. It was so terrible.
Absolutely. I just really was not happy with this movie at all.
I agreed 100%.
And that there wasn't as much Batman. I know that it wasn't a Batman movie, but going back to Arkham Asylum, there was Batman, and that's what I want to see. If I'm going into a DC universe movie, I want to see Batman.
Let's move on to the Arkham Asylum. So, good storyline. It's a simple storyline, and it's a believable storyline.
Yeah, so this one is similar to Suicide Squad. Batman works desperately to find a bomb planted by the Joker, while Amanda Waller hires her newly formed Suicide Squad to break into Arkham Asylum to recover the vital information stolen by the Riddler.
Yeah, like, that seemed like, hey, Arkham Asylum's, like, probably my favourite part of Gotham. Yeah. Like, it's so cool. Like, every game aspect of it, it just looks the coolest.
And that's where all the bad guys are. You know, that's what I want to see. I want to get
freaky,
to know.
It's dank, it's dark, and it's scary.
And that's also a really good thing about the Batman Arkham Asylum.
Assault on Arkham.
Sorry, is that there are so many other characters that are involved.
Yes.
You got Batman, you got the Riddler.
There was Killer Frost.
Exactly.
Like, she wasn't even in the movie.
No.
I really liked it. So one difference that I do have to say, compare from the movie to the cartoon, let's just call it the cartoon because it's a lot quicker. So the very first scene with Deadshot in the cartoon, it shows him for what he is, and he is an assassin. So he's not just a guy with a gun, he's deadly, you know, even with his fists and fighting with knives and things. So, like, they really showed that, whereas this, in the movie, they really made it out, like, he can't do it if he doesn't have a gun.
Also, one thing that really irks me more than anything is that Deadshot is meant to be a deadly shot, one shoot, does not miss. He misses a lot for somebody who...
Yeah, that's true. But, like, I mean, yeah, that's all that.
And the Enchantress wasn't in it, thank goodness.
That is, I think, the worst part of the first one. Like, that was just an overcomplicated, like, that was like a super villain. Like, they were meant to be gods, her and her brother, and, like, whereas this, you've got people in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
It's an actual thing that you can kill.
Yeah.
But, like, I just wanted to go back to Deadshot as well. I liked that they didn't overdo the attachment to his kid. Like, in the cartoon, they just showed you really quickly that he had the picture of the girl in his wallet. They didn't go into it, whereas in the movie, they really played it out as a weakness. And, like, you know, like, I don't know, it just almost swayed his decisions to still do what he did, where he killed people. But in the cartoon, it was like, yep, I got a kid, but hey, I'm going to just go in and, like, slit your throat. Not that he slit your throat.
No, but I really, and I like the fact that the cartoon was dark, was grim, and I love the ending of the cartoon with Deadshot shooting or did he?
Didn't. Yeah, I don't think he did. I think he was just showing her that, hey, I can get you at any time. I've escaped. I can get you when I want.
Question. Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Who would be your ultimate Riddler?
Oh, that's a hard one because the internet has the biggest debate saying that Johnny Depp should have done it. I personally don't think so. No. I really like Nigma from the Gotham series.
Yes.
Like, I feel like he really got the cartoon. He captured the cartoon comic character very well. Like, he had the really skinny body and, like, the way he spoke was very, like, analytical and riddles and that. Like, I feel like he was the best. But at the same time, I do like Jim Carrey as the Joker because he was
That's exactly what I was going to say.
The fun in it.
Is that, to all the haters out there, that was one of my favourite Batman movies.
It's like made one of the worst.
Oh, I know that. Like, there's no way.
But I feel like if you
George Clooney is a good Batman. No, but I love Danny DeVito being the Penguin. Yeah. I love and it was hokey and it was very camp. And to me, that's
it. Really, like they really captured the comics in it. Yeah. Especially, even though I know a lot of people didn't like the last two of those films, I liked them because of the colors. Like, they really, like, it's something, if you watch a lot of Tim Burton's films, like, he really captures normal society as really glum and dank and dreary, and anything on the evil side or the bad side or the dead side of world, he always makes it bright and colourful, and I've just always liked that about him.
Yes, but, you know, I think that if they were gonna do the Suicide Squad movie, maybe get the guys that did Dark Knight to do it. Because I really liked the Dark Knight.
Yeah, everyone likes those ones a lot.
Yeah, and that they were dark. And this, like, Harley Quinn in the cartoon, she's batshit insane.
She is so crazy.
Like, when they're getting their heads zapped, she's like, woo, let's do it again.
Even falling, like, she's just nuts.
Yeah, she is batshit. But versus Harley Quinn in the movie,
yeah, they only play to it like in the opening scene
where she's upside down,
and then they zap her and they say that's a whole lot of crazy in a whole like
on a hot body or something
weird, some weird saying. That's like the only way they like play it out. Whereas like I feel like in this one they just played to the tortured girl who's like in an abusive relationship.
Exactly, but growing up with all of this, the Harley Quinn in the cartoon is Harley Quinn to me.
Yes, I agree, 100%.
Yep, and that she's not, daddy and you know, pudding, and like she says that in the cartoon, which is cool, but she's not, over-sexualized like the movie. Yeah. Like everyone's like, oh, she's so good because it's Margot Robbie. Cool.
Yeah, but like I think the reason people say that, not that I'm supporting it because, like, I think that could have been done better to the cartoon, but I think the reason they say that is because she's the first human version of, like, Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Like, people have done the Joker before, they've done Batman before, but she's the first one to have to try and bring that character to the screen.
At least...
And I think that's why people praise it.
Yeah, but did you even watch anything Harley Quinn before you did the role? Like...
I know. It's like she only like, it's almost like she's gone into it half-assed, where she just knows what people want, you know, sort of thing.
And that people that are like, oh, Harley Quinn and the Joker, what a lovely, you know, love story.
It's not a love story.
It was the most abusive relationship ever.
Like the amount, like, and like, if you watch the cartoon, you know, when she goes in and she's really like peeved off and she's left him and that, it's because it's like one of the times that he's tried to kill her. Yeah. And so and that's what always happens. I think they did like a spin-off solo like Harley Quinn movie as well. Really bad cartoon. Do not give this one a watch. Like a lot of them are good. That one is terrible. Yeah. And like she teams up with them and it's because she's gone solo because like, yet again he's tried to kill her. Yeah. Like it's the same sort of concept. Like they showed that in the cartoon when she tried to break him out, but it's because he always ends up getting, like, he must have, like, super severe anger problems with her, then tries to, like, kill her, and then she just...
And then when she moves on to the other bloke in the cartoon...
He gets jealous.
And that's actually quite amusing.
It's really funny. Yeah. One of my favourite things out of that is when he finally realises that she wasn't shooting at him, she was shooting to get him out, and when he realised, and he just casually strolls out, the gate opens, he puts his hand behind his back, and he's just musing over, like, his thoughts, and he just strolls out of his cell. And I love that's, like, very Joker.
Yeah.
And I like that about that.
Yeah. You know, and it is quite graphic as well, if you haven't seen it.
That's what I love about DC cartoons.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's Flashpoint Paradox, like that one even, like Wonder Woman hangs the guy with her lasso, like that's how graphic the DC, like their movies are great. If you ever want to like watch a good DC thing, watch the cartoons.
The movies, they can't be that dark, I don't think.
No, see that's I think that's the problem they had with Venom, right? So they wanted to keep it PG-13, so if they ever wanted to cross the universes, like especially Spider-Man, they could
I'm rolling my eyes right now.
Like that is meant to be an R-rated film. And, like, this should have been, like, and just going back to Assault on Arkham, I love that it showed how quickly all the villains turn on each other. Because at the end of the day, they are villains, you know, and they should be, like, fighting against each other.
It's not the best friends club.
Exactly. Also, the ending is really epic.
Of which one?
Of the cartoon.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's a good ending. Especially when like they let loose all the other inmates.
Yeah.
It's just like a fight to see like, and it really shows you what would happen. It's like, do you really want to sit there and fight all the cops, or is it a fight to see who can get out of the actual complex to run away and escape?
The fastest. Yeah.
And that's like, it almost seems like a believable situation, unlike the crappy ending to the movie where they have to go up against a god. So you pick.
Thumbs down.
Yeah. So, like, do you have anything else you wanted to add on the two of them?
I only found out about the cartoon while doing research for this, and I was hooked. It was so good.
It was.
It was amazing, but I fell asleep during... I actually fell asleep during Suicide Squad.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were going to say in the cartoon, I'm like,
no, I fell asleep. I got really bored with it. The characters were unrelatable.
Yeah.
And as soon as Will Smith came on, you knew it was Will Smith.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you see somebody, and same as what's her face? I just said Margot Robbie. You know that it's Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that irks me so much.
Yeah. Is
that, like, how many movies have those two done together?
I don't know how many.
Like a billion gazillion, and I'm just like, maybe it would have been better if they didn't have such high celebrities. Maybe if they had like nobodies, it would have been better, and it would have got them, you know, and just somebody that did some research about the characters.
Yeah.
That's all they needed to do.
One thing
all
also
of them.
On the movie, I think at the end of the movie, like Bruce Wayne comes in and he talks to Amanda Waller. It's like at the end credit scene. Pardon me if I'm wrong. I haven't actually watched this since it came out of the movies. That's the only time I did ever watch it, and I'll never watch it again. But I think he ends up giving her files, or is it vice versa? Like, in the cartoon, Amanda Waller doesn't want any help from Batman.
Nope.
And she even tells him, you can't stop me. Like, who's going to believe you over the government? Like, like, they do not work together at all, and she's quite adamant of that. And yet they almost made it out like they were going to work together.
Yeah. But that's also a really good point, is that Amanda Waller, two completely different characters in the...
I mean, they still captured some of the...
But in the cartoon,
bitchiness.
she's a fat cow. Like, she is incredibly huge.
Yeah.
And she is
so
just
quick to kill the next
an
person.
asshole.
Yeah.
That's
what
just,
she's
like,
meant to be.
Do my wrong thing. I've implanted a bomb in your head. Do the wrong thing, and I will kill you. And one of them's like, oh, yeah,
but
crosses the line.
But they did kind of do that a bit with... the only character from the Suicide Squad who didn't get an intro, he was the first one that walked off and his head got blown off.
Yeah. But, like, and then...
I mean, she is a little bit of a cow in this... but not to the extent
Not to the extent, and I was...
Because it is still PG rated.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot that it's PG rated, yeah. So
you could only show it to an extent.
Yeah, I guess.
And, like, another thing that irked me, too, is that it was all... Like, in the movie, it was set in the city... And Amanda Waller was meant to have constant eyes on them in Arkham Asylum. Like, she hacked the cameras.
Yeah.
She knew exactly where they were. She had all the sensors from their the neck thing. Like, how was she going to do that in the middle of the city?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just overcomplicated it when all they had to do was just follow the same plot line to the cartoon, and I reckon they would have made a killing if they had done that. The movie would have been a major success.
So, tell us what you think, if you've watched both of them or one of them.
Yeah, let us know if you agree with anything that we said, or if you disagree with anything we said. We'd love to hear.
Yeah, hit us up on Facebook or Instagram, or send us an email at nerdazons@outlook.com.
Yep.
All right, so should we move on to the next month's pick?
Yeah, well, yes. So for next month, if you guys want to follow along with our chats on the two comparisons, we're actually going to do Steph's pick for the month, which is
Jumanji, the original one with Robin Williams, and the new Jumanji.
Yay!
I actually liked both of them.
Me too. But we will get into that next month. But watch either one or both. Either way, just so you can follow along with the storylines and things that we're talking about. So we will do that one for February.
And we'll move on to our new segment, do-do-do-do.
And we're going to move on to our next segment,
Nerdy Notables.
We're really keen for this segment because it means that we can actually talk about anything. You know, be it a new movie that's going to come out, a new fan theory, anything really nerdy that we want to talk about. So we're not restricted to just talking about scary stories or fun facts.
Yeah.
So, Steph has a fan theory for you all today, and I have also got a fan theory, but let's hear Steph's first.
So I've been doing a little bit of research about fan theories and things like that about the new Avengers new movie coming out, and this is the one where Captain America leaves us, which I'm a bit devastated.
Yeah,
Captain America, first of all, is my favourite superhero in the Marvel Universe. Not because he's just Chris Evans. Hashtag Chris Evans with a beard is the hottest one ever.
I think he is fine with both. He has that really suave look on his, when he's
just a babe. He's just a babe.
He can do everything.
No, the reason why I like Captain America is because of what he represents.
Yeah.
You know, he's
like one of the last good souls.
Exactly.
Like an old soul.
Exactly. But I understand why they have to leave, why they have to get rid of Captain America is because he does have such an old-fashioned feel to things.
But also, I hate to spoil it, it happens in the comic books.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Eventually you can only keep a character around for so long without having to go against the storyline.
Exactly. And I don't know whether or not they are going to follow through with the comics or whether they're doing their own thing. I've heard different things about who Captain America is going to be replaced by. I'm going to just not go into theories about that because some people haven't read the comics and obviously the movie hasn't come out yet. I am just so excited for this. All right, so I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I was meant to be talking about Doctor Strange. So
that's a major difference, Doctor Strange and Captain America. Continue.
Okay, so Thanos claimed a whole host of victims in the final moments of Avengers Infinity War, finger-snapping half the world's population out of existence. Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, Black Panther, the Winter Soldier were among those who died. But what if Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange actually survived by being disintegrated like the others? Mm-hmm. One person on Reddit shared their theory of Doctor Strange still being alive based on small details in the 2016 Doctor Strange movie. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to have a look at this. So the theory from Anonymous on Reddit, it says, so I've been watching all the MCU movies in release order over the past month. I just got to Doctor Strange and I've realised that there is either a large plot hole in Infinity War or that Strange did in fact not die in the snap, where Strange and the Ancient One converse in astral form. So this is from Anonymous on Reddit. They say, so I've been watching all the MCU movies in release order over the past month. I just got to Doctor Strange and I've realised that either there's a large plot hole in the Infinity War or that Strange did in fact not die in the snap. In the scene where Strange and the Ancient One converse in astral form, she mentions that no matter how much she peered through time, she could never see past what is taking place at the moment, her death. Strange then backs this up by asking the exact question. You think this is where you die? This leads me to believe that it is impossible to see a future past your death. Therefore, it would be impossible for Strange to view the 14,605 features unless A, he never died in the snap, or B, Russo brothers missed this key detail. This theory of him not dying but still turning into dust can support the idea that souls being trapped in the soul stones or quantum realms because of this theory of him not dying but still turning into dust can support the idea of souls being trapped through the soul stones or quantum realm because if his soul lives, he may still be able to see future past his death. The Ancient One says you can't see past your own deaths, but Strange does so in Infinity War, ergo he didn't actually die.
That's like so true.
Mind blown, right?
I know. That's a really... I love fan theories.
Yeah, same.
I love how some people can just see these things
and take note of it.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
But we'll know in the next one how this goes.
Yes, but I hope they do Captain America justice.
I'm sure they will.
And yeah, I'm really devastated that Captain America's leaving us.
I know you are. But you know, he was actually meant to die in the First Civil War.
Yeah.
So he got like another, 2 films out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
He got that.
I know. Even though the first Avengers movie was not the best. Fun fact, Clara Oswald's in the first one of Doctor...
In the first Captain America.
Yeah, in the first Captain America
movie.
Yes.
I love that movie. For an origin movie, I'm sorry, anything set back in like that era, I love.
Yeah.
And I feel like they did it really well.
Yeah, same. And
I think Captain America's origin story and Wonder Woman's were done very well.
Yeah, I mean, it was back when CGI was not the best, so...
I still think it worked.
Yeah, I didn't... Yeah, so, I mean, I liked it, but then when Red Skull, like...
Yeah.
It got hokey, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
But there you go. So, have you got any... Oh, you said you had a fan
theory. I do
theory.
have a fan theory. So I'm actually going to go back to Batman.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really cool fan theory that was found, again, on Reddit by an anonymous user. But I'm actually reading from an article by John Negroni, who pulled it all together.
Mm-hmm.
I will link it into the Facebook page so you guys can have a read, and we'll do the same for Steph's fan theory too, so you guys can read into it. But this Batman theory is set on... the Tim Burton movies and the Joel Schumacher movies existing in the same universe.
Oh, wow.
So how that works is you had Michael Keaton in the first 2 movies, right? So that was, set, that was him as Batman, and the theory goes into, I won't go into super long detail because it's a long article, but how the theory is that at the end of the second movie, because he's more serious than the first 2 with Michael Keaton, at the end of the second one, when Catwoman died, he truly believes that that's the end of her 9 lives, and he decides to retire because, he obviously loves Catwoman. And so he decides to retire, and when he retires, he comes out as being Batman. And then the Tim Burton films were done in the sense of they were created as a TV show in that universe to, recapture or redo his life as Batman, and in other cool scenarios, and as a TV series, so as a fun thing to show, hey, this was what Batman was like, but he's now retired. So it was really cool to see how they tied all that in together, and especially because a lot of people have hate towards the Tim Burton ones, but I just thought that was really cool that, hey, yeah, they're in the same place. It just means that it's a TV show set on Batman's Bruce Wayne's life as Batman.
I have one last question for you.
Okay.
Who's your Batman? Okay, I have one last question to ask you. Who's your Batman?
You did that very well.
Thanks.
I really like the Kevin Conroy voice of Batman. That's the Batman the Animated Series with Mark Hamill as the Joker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Who's your favourite Batman?
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's probably
he's the one that I grew up with.
I was going to say he's probably my next favourite out of them. Yeah.
You didn't even try with your Batman voice.
Oh, no, I can't do it.
Okay.
You put me on the spot. Well, we really hope that you guys enjoyed our new take on Nerdazons. We really enjoyed it. We really like we love movie discussions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let us know what you think. Email us at nerdazons@outlook.com. We'd love to hear any feedback from any listeners out there, if you like it, if you don't like it.
Follow us on
iTunes
and Spotify. And if you could leave us a review, that would be great for other people to follow us.
Yep, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family so they can listen as well.
And just confirming that next month we're doing Jumanji versus Jumanji.
Yeah, so Jumanji 1 and Jumanji 2. So please watch either one or both and follow along with us because we really want to get into the discussions.
Absolutely. Until next time.
Bye.